Hey folks, I'm going to get started in like 2 minutes. I just want to make sure I get the word out at least a little bit here, and then I'll start. Hey folks, I'm going to get started in like 2 minutes. Okay, let's have some fun. I gotta make sure my mic's on, good to go. If you can hear me, let me know. Here we go. I am going to, today, I'm just gonna be unboxing some games from Essen. I got a bunch of boxes. I got suitcases, I got a bunch of stuff. And I'm just gonna be boxing it and talking to you about some things. Hello, order the board. So we'll just kind of we'll just go and talk and do whatever. I have no idea what I'm planning for this content. I am literally just gonna start unboxing things and talking about stuff. You don't have to worry about hitting the like button, but if you do like it, hit it. If you don't, that's okay. But without further ado, we're gonna actually just get into this, and I'll kind of go back and forth. Sorry for the little delay here. I have no idea why my equipment is messing up today, but I will tell you one thing. I have been gone from the microphone and behind the screen in the editing area and all that stuff for a while. I am rusty, Lord. I can't even find my cords, I'm so bad. So let me tell you, this is my first Essen, and with your first Essen comes a lot of growing pains. I learned a lot about myself on this travel, in this travel. I learned a lot about going in as a fish out of water. I've really never been outside of the United States other than Mexico, which I don't count. And I learned a lot about just being a fish out of water, not knowing the culture completely. I didn't do any prep like that. And it was really interesting because I got stuck in a lot of places and I didn't know the language. So if you don't know the language or you don't know one of the languages other than English and people don't know English, well, guess what? You're on the other side of the pond. Can't expect everybody to know what you know, right? So that was a thing, and I had to get used to that. So that was like my introduction into all this stuff, because I actually took a wrong train when I got there, and I almost got kicked off the train because they were like, you don't even know where you are, you're on the wrong train, and you didn't pay for your ticket for that, there's another ticket. And I was like, oh no, what happens if I don't know where to go? Thankfully I have money, but oh gosh. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get to the first one here. I'm gonna bring the camera up front, and people were counting. They were saying how many games I would have. Well, you can keep count. This is going to be a sizable chunk. Let's just get that out of the way. What do we got? First, we got this game called Clockwork. This game is actually only in French, I believe. And I liked it because it was an engine building type card game, and I saw someone playing it, and that's the worst part. It's like Gen Con over there. It's like Essen in a nutshell is like Gen Con. It's like it's all just, it's not just play. There is a lot of play, but it's very much buy this, keep going, buy this, keep going. But Gen Con, you just picture that times 2.5, and it's not necessarily like all gameplay. It's more like buy this, rush to the next thing, buy that kind of thing. But I thought this was really interesting. It's got some cute little minis too, which I thought were really nice here. Let's see if you can see that. Matter of fact, I'm going to switch the camera back to it. And I wish I could tell you more just even by reading this, but I can't, because guess what? I can't tell you much all I can tell you is the art is fantastic on the thing here. Let's see. Yeah, I love the art in this game. It's very beautiful. Clark work. I'm gonna have to print out the rules. Another one, Love at First Sight. How about this one? Passoa. Now this came out like last year, I think. Late last year. Did not come in into the States, I don't think yet. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But once again, this one here, thankfully it's in all languages. I thought the board layout was pretty cool. Let me bring this a little closer so you can see. I got my camera in here. I think the board layout was super cool. This is another one where I was at the hotel and I was watching somebody play it and I was like, that looked pretty. So I went and located it the next day. So, oh, this one here, this is really cool. This one, Time Capsules, this was on the list. This is one of the games that I discovered. You know how you're on the list and you're searching for that game on the Gen Con list, you're going through the BGG list, and you're searching for a specific game, and you're like, I want to find a game that's different. And this game is different, okay? I don't know if it's going to get a wide release, but that's what my goal was, to find the games that are not wide release, the ones that you just can't find, and the ones that I end up importing and paying a ridiculous amount of money for. But this one here, you know what? As a matter of fact, let me open this thing here. I'm just going to open this one, and I'm going to talk my way through it a little bit. So let me get this open here. Let's get this open. Dig this. Let's go ahead and go back over here. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna get this out of the way. Okay, what do we got here? All right. Yeah, this one is cool. This is Time Capsules here. Time Capsules. The cool part about this one here, that if I remember it correctly, is instead of like a bag builder kind of thing, you have these planet cups that you keep stuff in. You put them in, put stuff in your capsules and not just your cups, and then you kind of trade them around for different resources. I thought the idea of that was really cool, but since I'm not know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna kind of read the back of the box to you here. Let's go ahead and let's just read the back of the box to you a little bit. I thought this game was really smart when it had it explained to me, but of course it was over a month ago, so I don't remember anything. This one says, so you're sending your batteries and computers and other objects through the time capsule. So you're putting them in the capsule, you're putting materials in there. Use them to obtain artifacts, so you're buying things from there. And then the artifacts will grant you new abilities. But you're also moving around this like number chart to acquire those resources. I thought it was really interesting. It wasn't a cheap game either. It was like $80. So, you know, I was like, this is kind of a stretch for an unknown game. But when you're in Essen, buddy, okay? When you're in Essen, you're a first timer, you're doing first timer things, you're spending money like hotcakes, you don't know how you're gonna get home, you don't know the language, you're buying games, okay? All right, here we go. So that was that. And by the way, I had stuff in my car that I forgot to bring in the house, but of course there's Essen titles. There's Sabika, which I had bought. Sabika we played yesterday. That's a really interesting Euro game. It is coming from Ludonova. Ludonova, one of my favorite publishers, small publisher. Not all their games make it over here, but Sabika is this game where you have this rondel, and there are builders on the outside. It has to do with Alhambra. There's builders, then there's merchants, and then there's poets that are in the beginning. And you have like a water area for your merchants, so you can travel across different spots. Think sort of Gugong-like at the bottom. Then you have your rondel where all these workers will move around and move to an action spot. You have different poems and different types that you're going to be laying out on your board, and they have ones that connect to each other. And I'm trying to think of the game that does that, where you connect pictures to each other like that and kind of make a panorama in a sense, but it's like a panorama of also matching up the colors so you get different abilities. And then it also has just different tiles and things that you're trying to meet the Sultan's requirements to get points as well. It was a very good medium weight game, medium heavyweight game. Flamecraft, I did not. I ended up getting this, and of course you guys are getting this now. People, you're getting this. And I'm really interested in this. I have the deluxe edition that just arrived. Didn't realize that was arriving. And now I have this copy here. So I'm actually going to donate this to a game store I was at yesterday. Really excited about that. Hamlet. Okay, so this is probably one of the hottest games at Essen. Let me see here. I don't want to ignore the chat here. This is Hamlet. Okay, so Hamlet was the big game at Essen. I don't know why, okay? I don't know why. Let me look over here. I'll show you the back here of this one here. Hamlet, it's a tile laying game. Now, if you saw this on the Dice Tower right beforehand, that's solely the reason why I have this game right now. And I sought it out at Essen. But this one, it says, in this tile placing game with an emergent economy, players construct buildings that everyone can use in order to create materials, refine resources, earn money, and make important deliveries to construct the Hamlet Big Landmark. It features irregular shaped tiles. It does have some weird shaped tiles on it, by the way. It does really have those kind of weird shaped tiles. All right, but let's open it. This is an unboxing, okay? You know? Come here. All right, so what we got? No box farting. All right. We have this beautiful book. Ooh, I like the coloring on the book, by the way. I appreciate those small things. Bag smell. You know, Chrissy, this person I was playing with yesterday, she was explaining to me how she likes the smell of stuff. She's like, the smell, the feel. It was pretty funny. I thought it was hilarious yesterday. The punch boards are kind of nice, high quality. But yeah, you got these different pieces here. Just these little pieces here. Nice, yeah, good quality. Deluxe edition has some coins in it. It's got some nice little animal bits. Let's see here. Thanks everybody for tuning in, by the way. It's got some nice little animal bits. Let's see if this one will show up, this little guy. Little animal bits. Let's see. No, not showing up the best there. Yeah, not showing up the best, but they're very tiny, but they're really nicely little prints and stuff. Rocking with this. They got people that are etched and stuff, so I can see why this would cost 60, 70 bucks, but I think this was like 80 bucks. I don't remember. It was expensive. And people were fighting over it because it was like only 150 of them there. So that's probably why. It was all, it was one of those things where, ooh, you can't get it. So of course everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. Yeah, I should have put my hands behind it. Let's see. All right, this one here, Calendar Park. I actually just decided to go with this because it's a Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer game. And they had that game earlier this year or last year. It was called Savannah Park, which I thought was interesting, but I didn't play it. So I don't know why I got this. But like I said, when you're in Essen, you just do Essen, okay? You do too much. You're doing too much. Your money's flying everywhere. You don't know who you are. You're having an out-of-body experience. I swear to you, you are. Let's see what we got here. So this one says, welcome to the North America wilderness. Breathtaking vistas help animals coexist in your own national park. Find the watering holes, populate as much terrain as possible with the native wildlife, and raise the largest animals families. So, but be aware, unpredictable weather can drive animals away, and other players may disrupt your plans as they work. Okay, so we're not working together here. It says decide, choose an animal species and a terrain requirement. All players must place a token showing a species on the right terrain in their park, and then unite many animals of the same species to score. So it's looking like, a very, very, once again, family weight level, but what was described to me is this is like the heavier weight version of Savannah Park. It's not the exact same game, of course, but, I I give games a shot. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, excuse you. Yeah, let's see. Hey, Evan, how's it going, brother? How's it going? Ooh, look at this. We got moose covers. I don't know. They're boxes. Let's see. Moose, buffalo, bison. I don't even know. Buffalo or bison. I have no idea which one. Buffalo, bison, mooses and stuff. And then a whole bunch of tiles, because you wouldn't believe this is a tile game, right? So this is a tile game, just different landscapes. These are nice boards. Lord, these are very nice, colorful boards. You know what? I really wish I would have took this yesterday, but I wanted to unbox this with you. Yeah, I wish I would have took this yesterday. This looks like a game I can play in like an hour. What's the playtime on this? It says 30 to 40 minutes. I'm taking this to work tomorrow, okay? By the way, Deep Print Games starting to come out with these games that are really interesting. Beer and Bread was a game I brought home from Essen. I've been playing it all week. I've been playing it for like 2 weeks straight at work. My buddy loves it at work. He can't get enough of it. Played it yesterday with someone else so I could not have a captive crowd. They enjoyed it. Deep Print Games, definitely coming up with some stuff. Juicy Fruits was another one of their games. And then now we have this one. So definitely pay attention what, you know, Deep Print has. Deep Print also sort of works with Capstone, I think. So definitely keep them in mind. We have that one, Calendar Park. Tidal Blades. This Tidal Blades Banner Festival, I think this just came out in the US. Definitely give this one a shot. It's got a twist on, it's sort of trick taking, but you're also doing some you're doing a race around a track. So here we go. Let's go over here. We're not just saying random stuff here, but you're also kind of establishing yourself on these different parts here as well. And you're by the cards you're playing, you're actually going around. I'm trying to do a circle and look at it. You're actually going around this and making certain things activate based on the cards that you've played. It's a very interesting mind flip for me. I thought this is a really good design team, JB Howell and Michael Mihilsik. Michael Mihilsik and JB Howell always keep coming up with these interesting games. I definitely would suggest that one. Of course, now it's time for me to go to the Korea market. Okay, so this is Expedition, not in English at all, of course. And this was probably like a demo copy that was passed along to me. It is in English. We got an English rulebook in this one. In this game, you are, here we go. This is Expedition. Here we go. I'm going to show this to you. Another little tile game, but it's got a little smart twist to it. So let me explain myself here to you. Let's see. Maybe I should just get this from over here, like that. Let's do that. All right, here we go. It says the island, it's too hard to dig out. Luckily for you, there are expedition members lined up south who are willing to aid your expedition for a bit of coin and purse. No coins, just a little extra exploring can get you enough coins to hire expedition members. Now, the key here with this one, I was paying attention to the movement. There was some kind of really cool movement puzzle going on with this game, how you play cards, and you also have to pay attention to some events that are going on as you're playing these cards. And I thought that was really smart. So I thought it was really smart. The game is really cute. I'll tell you right now, Korea board games, I just usually just try their games and let the results fall how they may. And that's sad because, and this also is a solo puzzle too. It's very much a solo puzzle to me, and that's the reason why I get them. But I often are hit or miss with the Korea board games. But I was at the booth and I was picking up Princess of Florence, which is the new version of Princess of Florence. I never played the game, heard good things. I think it's still in the top 500 on BGG. So whatever that means to you. All right, what do we got? I'm not going to go too deep into this one, but this is Ping Yao. This is the Chinese bank game. This is a very low-key game. You can check this out. It was on Kickstarter, I think 2 years ago, and they have another one that has yet to release. It's a sequel to this one. I'm not going to go too deep into this one. Same thing with this one. I'm not five. I don't even know. Okay, I don't even know. I was like, let's go for it, okay? That's my commentary on 5. Let's go for it. Okay. Boom. Box number 1. Box number 2. Here we go. There are four boxes, and I'm only going to unbox some of them because otherwise we'd be here all day. And some of these you've already seen, so, oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, we'll start here. Galileo project. Holy smoly, look at this beautiful thing, you. So Galileo project is coming very soon. This game is, I don't know if you know of the games, they are in the same universe. There is Varuna, there is Demeter, and now they have, what is it? And what's the other game? It's an engine building game and it's not very popular. Ganymede, which is a moon. And yeah, have this one here, this Galileo project. I thought this one was really interesting. It's, as a corporation, you influence and acquire robots. And this one has, like, if you're doing too much on one thing, you forget the other part. So that it's got like a little engine building mechanic to it. So I thought this was a really smart little game. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm really excited about this one because it's got like a little bit of tiny epic galaxies. It's got a little bit of, just like Engine Tableau, where you're activating the actions of these different people to get points and interact with your board as well. I'm missing the board. With your board as well. I think this game, this is by Hachette Games. So if you like the Hachette Games library, which is a library of like 9 different publishers, Sorry We Are French is one of them. I believe this is from Sorry We Are French, one of my favorite little publishers. Sorry We Are French, definitely want to check them out. Anything that they have, definitely want to give it a shot. All right, let's see here. Ganymede, yeah, it is a beautiful cover. It's absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Swindler. This one here was really smart too. So this one's gorgeous. Let's just open this one. I was gonna open Ganymede, I skipped it. I'm gonna open this one. This is absolutely gorgeous. God, look at this cover. Are you kidding me? Look at the art on that cover. Look at the art. Oh my God, that is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so this one says, steal from London's richest money bags, okay? 1, use loot to fulfill lucrative orders or sell it to dealers to get the victory points on and other bonuses, but do not get greedy. You might end up getting caught or have another swindler send their accomplices to slow you down. You need some quick luck and thick skin. Yeah, this is one of those cutthroat type games that I love. And this is another one. This is Matthias Kramer, okay? So while I'm looking at this and I'm opening it, I should tell you a story. So I was walking through the halls. Guy grabbed me, like, boom, hey, Jeremy. And this was really cool. I had several of these moments. It was awesome. It was Matthias, the designer of Ark Nova. And I was like, whoa. First of all, you know who I am. And 2, like, this is awesome. So I got to meet the guy who designed Ark Nova. But the cool part about that was the way he explained it to me, and if I remember this 100% correctly, he only made that game for his friends. And their friends, the friends played it all the time. All the time. So I thought that was really interesting. And then that became, yeah, it just became very, you know, that was kind of an interesting conversation. But this is by Edison Spielweis. I love the art. Oh my God, it's nice and dark. I love dark stuff. If you couldn't tell by my top 10, I love dark things, dark themes, things like that. This board is absolutely gorgeous. Just love the dark pieces. Let's see some art. Let's see some art on these cards. Please don't tell me it's all like basic stuff. I hate when that, you know, like it'll have like a great cover, all kinds of crazy art, and then you open it, it's just like numbers on the cards. Like, don't you hate that? You're like, oh, this is dripped in theme, and then you're like, oh, I love this detective type stuff, and then you open it up and it's like +1, +2, and like the same 4 pieces of art. You're like, come on, dog. All right, of course I'm gonna balk at this while I'm live. Yeah, I am. I don't like doing things like this live. By the way, I'm not a fan of unboxing videos. I don't know what, when people do unbox videos, Like, I expect people when they watch this to just skip to the next game. Like, literally skip to the next game. Let's see here. Do they have any cool art? Oh, okay, here we go. This is Miko art. So yeah, definitely. Or Miko-like art, it looks like. No, it's not. It's Lisa Forsch. Yeah, this has got some decent art on it too. It's got some, I like the art. It's got some decent look art, card art. I like it. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, it's got decent card art. It doesn't have a lot of art though. So it doesn't have a lot of art. But yeah, it looks like you're just stealing things from your friends trying to fulfill orders. Each other player that owns 3 loot tiles must give you 1 of their loot tiles. So you're kind of going back and forth and stealing things and trying to fulfill orders. I like short games. I like short cutthroat games. And it's got chips in the bag, so of course you're trying to steal things from people and keep secrets and things of that nature. That's kind of my thing. This is 60 minutes. I'm into that. You know, we play some heavy games in our game night. I like to keep it light, in the middle, you know. What is this one here? Oh, dude. Oh, dude. This, we're gonna have some weird ones in here too. We're gonna have some weird ones in here. This one here, this is one of the boxes from the Paper Adventures. So Paper Adventures just came out. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, Paper Adventures. So Paper Adventures is a deck building adventure game. And it's made by the same publisher that made Paperback. But this game is like, and I've played Slay the Spire, the board game. This is like Slay the Spire, the word fighting adventure game. Because when I explained to him that I had played Slay the Spire, he was like, I actually was inspired by Slay the Spire when I made this game. And I was like, what? So then he explained the idea to me of how I play the cards and stuff like that. And this is exactly what he was talking about. So that's pretty crazy. You know, like for someone to say that, I'm like, that's kind of cray. So I thought that was kind of cray. Definitely check this one out. I would say even if you're not a solo person, the way he was showing me how the words work and you attack with the words, I just thought like this is awesome. And there's different boxes and different characters. So definitely check that out. What are some of the other ones here? Let me just show you some blind buys that I make. So every year, Tokyo Board Game Design comes and I just buy their games. I just buy a bunch of their games and just figure it out later on. I have no idea what this game is. It's a roll and write. It's called Nirvana. This is where I go hit or miss. This one says, it's a mini dice game. It looks like it's a roll and write. Let's see. Nirvana, yeah. Okay. And this one says, let's play a mini dice game to create the cards we'll use in a mini card game. Players will first roll dice, sum them up, the values up to create cards for a card game. Oh, okay, so you're creating a card game. Nirvana is a liberating game for the whole family. Whoa, what a sales pitch. Okay, so that's, you know, really going for it there. Okay, once again, this one here got me because of the dark theme. It's called Pathogen. It looks like it's an abstract, so I'm just gonna rip this one open because I can't wait. And it's got the old witch doctors with the crow mask on, so I'm feeling that energy. Let's see here. Let's just get her done here. Not a lick of English on here, so let's hope to God I have rules that, oh wait, yeah, in Pathogen you play against each other as doctors and the plagues, fighting a war in 2 worlds at once. Players will move their character using the movement panel and place influence tokens onto the map to gain control of the world. The first player to create a path or build force settlements is declared the winner. Can the tireless doctors curb the pandemic, or will the boundless plagues devour the 2 worlds? This sounds so amazing. Okay, so this sounds so amazing, and you best believe it is a total abstract game. But look at these little guys. They got the little guys here. You know, they got the little guys. I like that. They're nice and little screen printed guys. Little witch doctor and the plague. You know, so the plague, they're fighting against each other. Yeah, just a very simple game. It looks like you're making your board out of these and kind of moving around and let things happen. It's got some nice little etching on it too, by the way. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah. So what do you think thus far? Which game sounds the most interesting or looks the most interesting? Let me know in the comments below. All right, so that's Pathogen. I'm actually very excited about this game. It was one of the first games that I checked off on my list to get. So yeah, this one here, this veggie stock game, this is something I was looking forward to as well. I'm always looking for little slick card games. I'm a card game guy. So whenever you have a card game, I want to find out if it's any good. Quick little thing here. I don't see any rules, so the rules must be on the cards. I'll figure that out later. Veggie stock, beautiful colors. Looks sorta. Ooh, I got a surprise for you later too. Looks sorta, what's the fruit game with card fruit game? I can't remember the name of it now. So, of course, if you love Man vs. Meeple, you gotta know we cover Euros. We love Euros. And this one is Autobahn. I'm gonna go over to the main one here. I'm gonna go to the main camera here. My dog wants to tell you to raise the roof. All right, this one here is Autobahn. Okay, so this is about the building of the Autobahn, I believe. So develop the Autobahn. Yep, building and upgrading Germany's German federal highway system to improve your standing in the buns of Autobahn. So this is a really interesting game. It's not light in structure. It's not light, and it's also not a light game at all. But this is by Fabio Lupiano. Fabio Lupiano designed. Oh Lord, why am I forgetting now? I don't know why I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting because I like his designs too. That's sad. I just can't remember them off the top of my head. For some reason, I'm forgetting him. I think he designed Ragusa. But he also designed this game that I really like. I can't remember what it was. It's from back in the day. But I'm not regretting finding this game. I didn't back it, and then the booth that he was at was like right where I was, so I went and got it right away. I was like, let me just get this one. By the way, he's got a game that's coming next year that I saw. It is freaking gorgeous, and I know it's not light, but somebody was explaining it to me. And when they were explaining it to me, it was one of the first times I sat down at Essen, and I fell asleep. So I got up and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm disrespecting your whole situation here. Let me get my butt up. This is something that I think the publisher is being super kind because I went and picked up a game called Flower War. So I'm gonna explain Flow War. This is by, what is it called? Primagino. Flow War. So flower, but flow, F-L-O-W-A-R. So Flow War was a game that I got from this publisher, and I think they just threw this in there because they know I cover games. I don't know if the game's good. I'm gonna skip it. All right. So in Flow War, you have these 4 flower buds, and then in the middle you have this area. And what you're doing is you're having workers go out and gather baskets of flowers. On one, you're trying to get cards to fulfill, and the other one, you are trying to like appease certain kingdoms. Don't worry, it's just an absolute excuse to have this gorgeous board, okay? But the key here is that you actually have workers that represent different factions. So there's like ones that are like gnomes, foxes, and then humans. And what you're doing is you are taking them and putting your book, which is of your workers, which have action placement spots. So it's a worker placement game. But you're placing them in the different spots to activate the actions. But whoever's there, you have to pay them to put them there. But also, if another person's there, you have to pay for you and the other person. Now, here's the deal. If there are ever 3 people of the same type that you need to place and they're overworked in a certain area or whatever, there's an area where they kind of congregate from the leftover pieces, you have a strike. And what that does is it makes spots more expensive, which is really punishing, or you may have to pay just to keep your workers because they'll leave and go on strike. And it also makes a specific area more expensive. So it's a really interesting game, but it was like really rough when we played it, so I didn't get like a flow. But by the time I got done, I was like, okay, this is rough. It's okay, not insanely great or anything like that, but it was good. Airmail, this is what I got when I was at the Ludonova booth. I can tell you nothing about this game. Nothing. So, step in the shoes of an aviation tycoon and manage one of the companies competing for the contracts to establish and operate the first airmail service. Grab the incentives offered by the government by plotting the most efficient routes and developing the technology that will allow you to build the most autonomous and reliable models. Whoever can make the most profit for their company will win. Get ready for airmail to take off. No. Okay. I don't know. So here we go. I'm going to show you the back of the box, which, I mean, just looks so inspired. Now, I will tell you, I saw it laid out at Essen. Okay. Yeah, no, it's so where the workers, you're so on point with that. The game where the workers spend more time hating you than anything. All right. This one here, we're going to call Tracks the game, okay? The game of Tracks. It is called Rise. Rise is this is Capstone Games, but it's DLP, I believe. Or is this Capcom's own? I mean, is this Capstone's own game? Yeah, this is Capstone's own game. This is called Rise. You literally have like 10 or so tracks to go up. I'm going to take this one out. So it says in Rise, you are responsible for the economic and social development of a city. In addition, you must also nurture the well-being of the citizens. Can you balance industrial progress and environmental pollution to keep your citizens happy? You'll need money to develop the city, but how much will you raise taxes and rent to do so? A multitude of different options await you in Rise to make these life-changing choices. I'm not going to read the rest because I can't read, but I think we have coverage on this on our channel, so check this one out. But it is literally Tracks the game. I mean, I saw it this was another one where I saw it laid out with Paseo and whatever on that same night, and I was like, woo! A lot of tracks, bro, okay? So what am I taking out? I'm taking out tracks. I'm taking out tracks. I'm taking out tracks. You know what I'm saying? Tracks on tracks on tracks. 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 So when I saw the people who were playing it, they laid it out. And I was like, how many tracks? I think it was 10 or 11 tracks. It's like 10. I think it was 10 or 11 tracks. So yeah. Museum Pichara. Okay, Museum Pichara. This was a game that I wanted. It is made by the same designers as Museum, except it has a new little twist on it. But I love Museum because it does the tableau building and the cards that combo together, not only by, it's like you're getting points by color, but also how they're organized in your museum. So I love that about this game. So if you take a quick look at it, you notice how the layout is where the colors are kind of simulated together here. This is your like player board because you're making a museum display, basically. And I just love this game. It's always so beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful games. But Eric Dubus and Olivier Melisson, they designed Museum, which I like a lot. So definitely give that one a look. Lands of Galzeer. So Lands of Galzeer is just getting to backers. I happen to get a copy there at Essen. This game right here, I think is going to be really special for people who like campaign games. What I've been told, there's like 600,000 words in here, something like that. It's like just a gigantic book. This is made by the same person that does Dale of Merchants, Dawn of the Peacemakers, which is one of my favorite adventure games. And this one is like I think this was probably his magnum opus. Like this is his big one. This is like the story of the world. So I'm definitely excited about this one, but it's a beast. It is heavy as all heck. It's probably gonna bend my table. No, it's not. All right. Dulce, I'm not gonna get too deep into because we had this on one of our streams. All right, so that's box number 2. All right, so what's in box number 3 over here? Ow. What's in box number 3? Box number 3 is a lot of weird stuff. Oh, but it's got some interesting stuff. Oh, man. I did cut myself. Okay. So, I'm going to show you the interesting stuff out of this one that I really want to share with you. A lot of this other stuff was just inventory, I noticed. Oh yeah, this is just inventory stuff. This one here is the one I want to share with you. This one is called it's called Pirate Legends, or something like Pirate Legends. This is the not English version, but this here is made by the same people who made Zombie Kids and Zombie, like the Zombie Kids series. So Zombie Kids, Teen Evolution, and there's a new one coming out. Same designer. I'm very excited because it has the same structure of taking a very simple pirate type game, picking up, deliver, doing different things, robbing things, but then the game keeps adding and adding and adding and adding. And that's what I'm very, very excited about. Red Cat Games, you remember I was talking about time capsules? It's another one of their games. So low key, Red Cat Games is one that I'm going to be paying attention to. Shout out to Oleg over there. So yeah, I'm really excited about this game. It's got some nice, cool little components and stuff like that. I'm just really excited about this type of game. These are the games that I get excited about. These little ones by small publishers that just, you're adding things, stickers to the rule book as you go along, building new rules and things of that nature. And if you play a Zombie Kids, you should own Zombie Kids, and you should play Teen Zombies with your family. You should. Trust me, you will have a great time. If you ever love stickers in your life, you will love it. If you love accomplishing goals, big ones, small ones, easy ones, you can play those games in like 10 minutes, back to back, and then you'll get all these things unlocked, and it'll make the game just a slightly enough, like complicated enough towards the end of the campaign where you have to think it out a little bit. But kids will have played it, they will enjoy it. Let's see here. Boom. Okay. What do we got? The Great Split. So I split, you choose. A genre that there are not a lot of games in, but definitely something that I was kind of interested in. I split, you choose. So as you can see here, you have I split, you choose. You're going to have this board over here, which has a whole bunch of tracks that you're going to be able to go up, and they're going to combo into each other. So that's already different right there. There's also this scoreboard, or I can't see it, this scoreboard right here that changes how certain things are scored during the game. You kind of have an unpredictable scoring round. But the key here is how you split and choose. This is your card. And then you have cards that you're going to get that make your hand, but you're going to take them and you're going to separate them however you want. You can even have one card over here and then split the other ones. And you'll get more and more juicier cards as it goes along. It gets really hard to decide which cards you want to split. But you're going to split them however you want by using your card, put them in an envelope, and then give them to the person to your left. Now that person has to decide which side they want. And then whatever they give you back is what you get to keep and use to trigger off your ability board, your board, as you go along the tracks. It's a lot more interesting than I split, you choose. I was talking about that yesterday. I just don't know if it has longevity. That's the problem. I feel like once you've played the game, you've played the game. So I don't know, and there's nothing wrong with that, but, and it plays at high player counts, which is a thing that matters to me, like having a high player count game that doesn't take forever. This one does. I like it. I just don't know if I love it and how long it will stick around. But have all your fun and move it on. That's what I say. Have all your fun, move on. Okay. That's it out of those boxes. The other stuff is just inventory stuff that I got. I'm going to slide open some of these suitcases I got back down here. All right. So this is where you get the fun games, the ones that I don't even know. Like, I'm like, ooh, this seems pretty cool. Okay. First of all, I have the Agricola. I got the Agricola 15, the big one. There's a Agricola 15. It's got a whole bunch of decks in it. I've never owned Agricola, so I never had a need for it, but it has a whole bunch of stuff in it too, plus the game. So I was like, why don't I do that? Saves me a whole bunch of tracking down decks. I'm awesome with that. It already has 16 print errors, so the first run is absolute garbage. I have to email to get those cards sent to me. Okay, that sucks. But anyway, this is Vengeance Roll and Fight. You may see this come up in some top 10 lists at the end of the year for people who like solo games. It is a good multiplayer game. I'm just saying you will see people probably that'll like this one solo. But this is based off the actual board game, which was super fiddly and had too many parts. This one has a quarter of those parts. And the cool part about this one is that you're kind of going through an action scene with the dice rolling. And by the way, this is on our channel as well for a live play. and you're going to be like playing rolling dice, but also grabbing dice and then kind of taking actions and preparing to fight through the scene. And you'll be fighting through scoring points according to how you've allocated your dice to certain attacks and different things like that. This is a really fun game. Even if you're not into that kind of theme, this game is super fun. And there's episode 1 and episode 2. I don't know the differences between the two. Dampierre, this is another game we covered back in the day. I was looking for another wine game, and I wanted to try another wine game. So this is my new wine game. It is called Dampierre. What do I know about it? It's a whole bunch of dudes looking like they want to get drunk, okay? That's what I know. But inside of this, okay, because this is what you got to do when you get to Essen. When you get to Essen, I learned the game. You have to unbox games, cut them open, and put games inside of them. So here you go with your first surprise, okay? So I was at the Korea Games booth. This is a big surprise. I was talking with the publisher, and he was showing me how to play this game called Deities, which I don't, it's in my car. Really cool game, very interesting. Othello, like kind of like a very beautiful, very, very, very beautiful game that is really a disguise for Othello mechanic. Anyway, it's just a disguise for Othello mechanic. But I was at his booth and I was testing Deities, and he was like, I think I know this about you. And I said, man, I was really hoping that you would have the point salad. That's what the game I was talking about before with the fruit. I said, I wish you had the point salad that had Eevee on it. Boom. Boom. Okay? Point salad Eevee, baby. And something else came out of nowhere. I don't even know what this is. It is a Pikachu game called Paper Safari. Same area, not coming from here. This is Mandu. Dude, what is this game? I don't even know. I'm gonna have to find out. But I'm so excited, okay? Like, I'm so excited about this. That's where I'm at. I'm very excited about that. This game right here, this is called Witchcraft. This was by King Raccoon Games. I really want to play this game, but I'm going to send it to a really good friend of mine for a Christmas gift. So if she's not watching, which I don't think she really watches content a lot, honestly, so it helps me. But yeah, you have to do this inside of at Essen with your Essen stuff, because space is a thing. And when you're going to Essen, it's very much a thing. So you have to cut down weight and you got to cut down space so you can get all your suitcases home and stuff like that. I happen to have 5 suitcases. I thought I had 4, but inside of one of my suitcases, I didn't check, I had another suitcase. It was tough getting home, let's just say that. All right, this one here is called Combinations. This is another one by Koali. Koali, I just took a guess on. This one says, build a country with large forests and fields, cities and lakes, and matching facilities. In this game, each player creates a country, starting with their own desolate sandy landscapes, and you cultivate different types and build facilities. I just thought this one was cool because it has that elevation kind of thing to it. If you played Acropolis that came out this year, this seems like another twist on Acropolis. So with the elevation thing, I thought that was pretty cool. So that's why I went with that game. Let's see. Lots of Agricola stuff. I think I have one more. Whoa, 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 whoa. I have one more suitcase here. Oh, there you go. Lacrimosa. Lacrimosa was the game that everybody was talking about at Essen. This was another one of those, like, you got to run for it. Another game that people were got to run for it was this game called Dorf Romantic. It's based off a video game that came out. And that was like a pandemic video game. That was like a serious one where people were playing the heck out of it, trying to get their perfect scores. There's a game that's coming out there. It's not legacy, but it is a campaign style. It's not really a campaign, but you can play it as a campaign and move through the game and add cool stuff to it. But yeah, that was a big one. But Lacrimosa was the other one. Of course, it's Lacrimosa. It's absolutely gorgeous, right? Devere making gorgeous games, but do they stand the test of time? We will not know until a certain time. So we'll see how that goes over time. Let's see, my second to last game here, I think. This is my second to last game. 11. So 11 was a game that I did preview coverage for like 2 years ago, I think. And the reason why I chose this game is because it was like a game called Club Stories. Well, the guy actually is now, he designed this game, which is a bigger one. And really you are running a football franchise, football, soccer, football, wherever you are. And you are the managers of it. So it's like, you know, like a manager game, a manager sim. And that's so up my alley because I used to play those types of games growing up. And I still will play them if I dedicated time to. You always have time to do stuff, right? You just decide what you want to do with your time. So yeah, this one here, you're actually building the infrastructure, you're making choices, responding to events, and you're also playing the matches. Now this game is going through a lot of development since I played it. This is probably a testament to exactly what the difference between a final game and a prototype are, because I don't know what I'm about to play. I've heard there's so many changes to this game, so I hope it's still fun, okay? I really do. My last game, and there's several more back here. Deal with the Devil is back here that I got from Essen. Shadow of Councils, which I don't even know what that game is about, except for someone, Michelle in my group, in my Jambalaya Plays Games community group on Facebook, she mentioned it, and I was like, I'm gonna go check it out. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy the box. Oh, here we go. This actually is not the last game in a nutshell. It's really just a whole bunch of games from that same game. So you remember before I was showing you the box with the paperback that I was talking about? These are the other characters. So these are the other Slay the Spire type characters for that game. I think this game is going to be my hidden gem game. It just sounded so cool when he was showing it to me and explaining it to me that I was like, whoa, this could be a very special game. So that one, this one is something that's going to be special to me. Now, in closing, let's see. There were some other games that I got, and I just didn't get a chance to, you know, like I got Dog Park before I left. Weather Machine came. My Endless Winter came. I have a copy of Darkest Dungeon that came. Frosthaven is here, but I can't say anything other than Frosthaven I have. I'm working on some very big content for that. And yeah, I mean, just other stuff, this Critical Foundations. By the way, I'm just gonna take one moment here to talk about this game. Critical Foundation, this is a game I've been tracking for a while. I hope I get a chance to play through this. What this game is a RPG. It's a role-playing game, but it's 30 minutes per episode, 30 to 45 minutes per episode. One person that's going to be the game master, that person has all the rules on the board, this board right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to open this up just to show you how crazy easy this is. Because I was just blown away when he was explaining this concept to me. So basically, you could play like 2-3 episodes in a game night, right? So, all right. I'm going to try not to spoil this for myself. It's got this kind of futuristic tech universe stuff. But it's got the explanation of role-playing games. This is all the rules. These are all the cards and all the episodes right here. That's it. So, this GM board is literally going to tell people how to play the game. It tells you everything that they need to know. So you are basically prepping them as you go along. You're like, hey, all right, so this is how you do a check. Da, 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 da. This is how you resolve wounds. This is how you resolve, if you have a manipulation check, you're going to do this, this, and this. Right. It even tells you like critical failure, critical success. This is what this means. This is how we do combat. You know, like, and really for the GM, all they're doing is reading the cards and kind of playing things out. So you have stories that you can play in 30 to 45 minutes. It's got development stories, and they are going up to season, I want to say 7 or 9. So 9 seasons, okay? They're on season 1. So they have big plans for this game. Hopefully it does well. I'll see how it does for me, which is most important. How it does for me is important, right? It's my money. So yeah, that's that. So yesterday we played, I was at a game session thing yesterday, and we played several games. Just give you some kind of thoughts on them. I talked about Sabika. That was one of the games I played. Ready, Set, Bet, which is something we had talked about at Gen Con, and it's now finally reaching stores. Absolutely amazing. Fun game. Always exciting. You're betting on horse races. The app, they have an app for it, but you can roll your dice and do it. it's just amazing how it gets people so ignited. People that I rarely see get so excited and so expressive. I love to see them get like that. I love a game that does that and creates that tension, and everybody's like, yay! And you know, just it makes people loud, it makes people excited, and it makes people like, it puts energy into the game night, in the game night. So I thought that was cool. I played Dog Park. What a gorgeous game, and I think it's walking on the lines of, this is a perfect game. So like, of course people like, there's no perfect game. I'm like, well, there are perfect games for certain crowds, right? Like Parks is a perfect game. Cascadia is a perfect game. And this Dog Park may be in the perfect game for families. Like but it has to be a a group of family that does play games. It can't just be random people that you're introducing to the hobby. I think often we kind of overshoot and think that people can understand these types of things, but you got to understand we come from a time where people just chuck dice and resolve things, moved to certain spaces and took things. People played cards and the cards were higher than the other cards, so then you got that. Or you played doubles and you got whatever you're supposed to do. That's why King of Tokyo is such a popular game. Pretty much moving in and out, grabbing cards, and that's it. So that's the type of game. You know, we did, what else did we play that day? So we played Sabika, we played Dog Park, we played Ready, Set, Bet. And, oh boy, if Chrissy's in here, you can tell her, oh, we played Her Story. Her Story, another game. This game, Her Story, made by the same people, Underdog Games. They are the makers of Trekking the World, Trekking National Parks, Trekking Through History, which is a very solid game, very, very solid game. But what I'm finding with Underdog Games is they make great family games, and Her Story is no different. This one is not only a good, just a good solid game where you're basically just taking tiles and trying to get the right resources, but also like you can buy cards from there, or you can put cards in your book. So basically you're writing this chapter book about women through history. And every card on the back, there's a good 200 cards, on the back of the cards are women and their stories, like who they are, what they're most known for, and things of that nature. And they do a really good job of putting that synopsis on the back. And on the front is just really like you're collecting icons. You're taking tiles that are down at the bottom of the board that have the certain icons. They're like clues, light bulbs, different things like that. And then you're taking these cards and putting them on your board, either to hold them, or you are eventually going to make those, or you're going to make the ones from there. And some of them have different combos and different icons that they add. But what I loved about the game is that it's a great teaching opportunity. This is a great game for classes, and it's a great game to play with you and your daughters, or you and your family, and you want to talk about some history. You know, this game is gorgeous. It's got great components, really high quality components. It's got a stitched mat. It's got like a pleather bag. I mean, like, Trekking Through History is the same way. It's got a rollout mat and everything. They figured out how to make this stuff for under 50 bucks. So absolutely amazing experience with these lighter games yesterday, and Sabika. So that, folks, is all I have right there. I have some more stuff. I bought Tsukiyumi. Tsukiyumi was a skirmish game, big multiplayer skirmish game that I had, and I got rid of because I wanted the miniatures version by Gray Fox. Well, unfortunately, that version was absolute garbage to me, so I got rid of it. And King Raccoon was there, so King Raccoon Games was there, so they had the standee version, plus all the new expansion content. They had come up with another expansion for it, so I bought that as well. That was a big one there. I have Come Together. This one, Come Together, over here. This is a very interesting game. Let me grab it real quick. Come Together is a game where you are, there are different, you know what, I'm actually going to pull this one out because I want you to see how cool this looks. Some of the cards look in this game. So Come Together, as you can see, it's a very hippie-ish looking thing here. You have a concert, and this is made by the design team that made Revive. And of course, I love Revive. So I was all in for this. You are basically have a concert, and you are trying to get people to come to your area and stay in tents and listen to the bands that you have. But I'm only going to pull out these just because I want you to see how fun the theme is in this game. It's a really interesting Euro. The cool thing about this game is that you have worker placement spots, and you don't get the benefits right away. You get them when people trigger the whole tree and pull the pieces off. And then whoever, if there's more pieces on that arm of worker placement spots, the more benefits you get. But if you're the one that pulls it off, you're the one that gets the most benefits. Pretty slick. Pretty slick. But I got to show you some of these cards, because you might recognize, let's see here. You might recognize Tina Towns or Too Many Stones. Or, you know, like they just have all these like awful sky. Like if you take a look at some of these and you look at the pictures and the beautiful art, Trudy Ages. Can you tell who Trudy Ages is? Okay, so they took the nice, oh, by the way, here you go, Johnny Madcastle. Okay, so they really leaned into this concert theme. So you have those, and then you have like your up-and-comers who are just random people, and you're trying to fulfill these different things, but you're trying to get the butts in the seats to see them so that they will stick around at your concert area and kind of hang out for X amount of rounds and stuff like that. This game, really, really smart. Another smart design. Will it be remembered in a year? Probably not, but it is definitely a fun game. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it around for a while because I think it's fun. Come together. I just love the color scheme. The color scheme alone, okay? The color scheme alone is worth it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, whoops, of course, Jeremy Howard, always forgetting components and then not knowing where they go back to. All right. So folks, thank you so much for your time. Looks like I knocked the camera back and it's not in focus, so that's great. So thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed today. This is not all of them. I don't even know if you were counting, you will know that I have more, and there's more over there, but anyway, there's more than 17, I think somebody had. There's more than 40, I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking it's somewhere in the 50 range. And that's not a flex. I just remember some people were trying to like guess which one it was. I can't remember from the old one. But I just had such a good time there at Essen. I do suggest you go. It's like your dream trip. It is worth the trip. Just for, I mean, I didn't know about the food and the culture because I was too entrenched in the game stuff. But seeing the small publishers that you never see here and testing games that may never make it over here because they're a small publisher. They don't have a US publisher or even English rules. They print them out, you know, and put them and sticker them to there. You know, you may never see that game and you may like it like clockwork. You may never see that game in the US, but people are playing it. Another game like that, just to give you an idea. This game right here, Millie Flory, this would be a top 10 game for me this year. Guess what? Still hasn't made it to the US. Doesn't have English rules. So, but it's by Schmidt-Spiel. It should be here, should be in the US. It isn't yet, don't know why. So those are the type of conventions where you go and you find these types of games and you say, hey, I gotta try that out. Combinations will never be in the US. So I like to try those games out, buy them. It saves me a lot of shipping fees, you know, $40, $50 just to get, you know, certain things. So I figure why not just try it and send it all home and take the L on the shipping. Which probably is the same amount when you start adding it all up. Paid a lot of money in shipping. I probably paid just as much as I did for this. But yeah, I'm done rambling. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for spending Sunday with me. I was deciding whether I should do this or not. I'm glad I did because I needed to get this stuff out of the boxes for once because I had these boxes here for I've had some of these boxes here for 3-4 weeks and now I finally got these last 2 here this week. It's like I need to unbox this stuff. So yeah. Thank you for listening to my rambles. I guess that's what you do when you do unboxings because I don't find them interesting. And yeah, let me know which game you want to know more about. How about that? Let me know which ones you want to know more about and maybe that'll prioritize what I'm going to talk about in the future. It definitely will. How about that? All right, folks, take care. You have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me on MVM. Let me go ahead and pop this off and you folks take care.